Opening meant some traps are built with ropes. Others are built with trust. And once you step inside, there is no turning back. This is episode 21 of a story where silence kills. And truth is the most dangerous weapon of all. EP 21. Surround the Danyang Lake cruise. In the distance, the Danyang Lake cruise pier came into view. Beside it, an aging two-story cruise ship was preparing to depart. This area was famous for its breathtaking natural scenery. As part of the Danyang 8 Scenic Views course, it attracted tourists all year round. Daebom and Juntae walked toward the cruise ship, along the boarding stairs. Both were disguised naturally as ordinary tourists. Agents were scattered throughout the area, one posing as a ticket clerk, another as a fisherman nearby, others blending in as couples among the crowd. They exchanged subtle signals with their eyes. The pier was packed with people enjoying the autumn foliage. The air buzzed like a bustling marketplace. Tour groups dressed in colorful outfits gathered everywhere. On the deck stood a group dressed in hiking gear. Young couples soaked in the atmosphere. An elderly couple stood quietly together. A black dog stood nearby, a handkerchief tied around its neck like a scarf. Looking closer, the cloth was actually a yellow mountaineering map, wrapped around its neck. Suddenly, the voices of Japanese tourists cut through. The familiar Korean chatter. "Oh look, that's a Portuguese water dog. Wow, that's rare. I've seen one at Momochi Beach in Japan. Yeah, right? That breed loves water. They practically live in it." The Japanese tourists chatted excitedly, their attention fixed on the black dog at the stern of the ship. As Daebom passed by them, he glanced at the dog. "Juntae, look at that dog. Man, it looks impressive." Senior Kong, "From what I hear, those Japanese tourists are saying they saw it at Momochi Beach. Honestly, it looks way cooler than my dog Happy." Yoon Jun Tae, fluent in Japanese, quietly translated while scanning the surroundings. "Juntae, I'm getting lonely these days. Maybe I should raise a dog like that. But that dog, I think I've read about it somewhere." "Where? Some kind of water hunting dog?" "A native Portuguese breed, I think. So that's why it's so rare." "Yeah, the Portuguese water dog. It's built for endurance swimming, practically unbeatable in the water." "There's a dog like that? A swimming champion?" "They say fishermen used them to retrieve lost gear. Even to carry messages from ship to shore. So it's basically optimized for water." "Exactly. Oh, that reminds me. The Invincible Armada." "The what?" "The Spanish Armada. They supposedly used them back then. So it's an old, historic breed." Anyway, why would the kidnapper choose a place like this to make the exchange? That was the question. Why here, of all places? Daebom scanned the area around Danyang Lake and spoke quietly to Juntae. This place is surrounded by water and mountains. Not exactly easy to escape from. True. The moment he shows up, we grab him. But something feels off. Why choose a place like this? Maybe he's planning to use the tourist crowd for cover during the exchange. Daebom instinctively lit a cigarette. In wide open areas, investigators can be deployed from all sides. That means a higher chance of getting caught. Then why here? Daebom flicked his lighter and exhaled a cloud of smoke. This place connects directly to Danyang Lake, long, narrow, and enclosed. If he knows the terrain and police movement well, it's the perfect setup. You think he knows it that well? Yeah. From here, you can break out toward Cheongju, Jecheon, or Danyang. Plenty of mountain paths and forest roads for escape. When you put it that way, the search area becomes massive. Exactly. Wide if you look broadly, but incredibly narrow if you know where to look. Daebom tapped Juntae on the shoulder and moved ahead. All right. Scan the ship. See if anyone's watching the outside. Daebom opened the restroom door, searching for clues. He glanced suspiciously at a man in hiking clothes washing his hands. The man shot him an irritated look and walked out. Daebom returned to the front of the ship. The cruise slowly began to move, picking up speed. Juntae signaled with his eyes, asking if he'd found anything. Daebom shook his head, nothing yet. Meanwhile, on a hillside near Danyang Lake, a man stood with a map spread out before him. Scanning the opposite side of the lake through binoculars. When he lowered them, it was revealed to be Sang-wook, the canine specialist. So he really did put that coded message in the newspaper. Looks like he's playing his part. Wearing hiking gear and a small backpack, he crouched low. Occasionally checking his wristwatch as he kept his eyes fixed on the cruise ship. On board the cruise ship, Juntae glanced toward the stern through the passage beside the control room. Several agents kept checking their watches, their tension showing. In contrast, loud trot music blasted endlessly through the speakers. Crackling now and then, grating on everyone's nerves. Daebom frowned and approached the passenger manager. "Excuse me. Could you please turn the music down a bit?" "Why? It's not even that loud. Just a little, please. It's giving me a headache." His tone carried a trace of irritation. This is a cruise ship. The passengers need to enjoy themselves. This affects our sales. Could you lower it just a bit? No. This is the standard volume we always use. Just deal with it. Day-bomb's expression stiffened. I'm a passenger too. That guy's really getting on my nerves. That guy? The man snapped. How old do you think you are, calling me that guy? You think I look like a joke to you? Day-bomb clenched his lips and turned his head slightly. Sir, did I say anything wrong? I spoke politely. I told you when I say no, it's no. I'm really busy right now. I apologize. People nearby stepped in to calm things down. The passenger manager, still scowling, spat over the side of the boat. Back on the hillside near Danyang Lake, Sang-wook unfolded the map again. He subtly gave a signal through a hidden communicator in his sleeve. The black dog, hearing the faint signal beneath the yellow handkerchief around its neck, slowly stood up. It quietly moved toward the stern, like a perfectly trained animal responding to its handler. Sang-wook watched through his binoculars as the dog moved in sync with his commands. The dog slipped past the Japanese tourists and approached the stern seats. It swiftly grabbed the digital camera bag resting on the outer bench. Then, splash! It leapt cleanly off the ship into the lake, swimming in the opposite direction of the cruise ship. It gradually disappeared from view. Japanese tourists along the railing shouted excitedly, "Hey, look at that dog swimming. See? I told you. That dog's amazing." Day-bomb finally sensed something was wrong and rushed toward the railing. Tourists in the way slowed him down. Hanging onto the railing, he shouted, "Captain! Captain! Stop the boat!" No response. "Captain! I said stop the boat." The captain glanced out from the control room. "Isn't that the guy who was arguing with the staff earlier?" "Yeah. What's he yelling about? Ignore him. What is it today? Nothing but troublemakers." The shouting drew nearby agents toward him. "Hey! Stop the boat! You bastard, stop the boat! If this ruins the tour, are you going to compensate us?" Juntae rushed over at Day-bomb's shout. He grabbed his radio. "Deploy the boat now. Deploy immediately." The black dog swam calmly toward the opposite hillside. "Hey, grab that damn dog. Get it." A few agents jumped into the water, too late to do anything. The cruise ship finally slowed, white foam churning as it reversed. The passenger manager still hadn't grasped the situation and clutched Day-bomb's waistband. "Are you crazy? You're not the only one here. Can't you see the passengers? I'll explain in a moment. Just give me a second." Day-bomb's eyes followed the dog swimming hard toward the far shore. A burst of radio chatter crackled. "Spider 1 to all units. Spider 1 calling. All units near Danyang Lake. The suspect may escape via the forest road on the opposite side. Block all routes toward Mirassol and Siem Reap. Copy. Roger. Agents around the lake split into teams and sprinted toward the mountain paths. In the distance, a deployed boat scanned the water, searching for any trace of the dog along the forest edge. On a nearby mountainside, the black dog ran up and stopped in front of Sang-wook, who stood wearing stylish sunglasses. Drops of water still dripped from the dog's fur. "Good job, Pasta. Good boy. Good. Sang-wook quietly took the digital camera bag from the dog's mouth. He stroked the back of its neck affectionately. The dog panted lightly, wagging its tail. Sang-wook untied the yellow tourist handkerchief wrapped around the dog's neck. Beneath it was a small waterproof wireless receiver, carefully concealed. He removed the device and slipped it into his bag. Then he patted Pasta's head and rewarded him with a treat. Sang-wook handed the camera bag to a man wearing sunglasses. The man mounted his motorcycle and sped off along the mountain path, weaving through the terrain with light jumps, as if racing through a rugged trail. He skillfully avoided police checkpoints, clearly familiar with every route. Soon, he stopped beside a mid-size sedan parked on a quiet roadside. The car window rolled down. The driver nodded slightly and received the camera bag. The black sedan pulled away quickly, accelerating down the national road. Ahead, police officers were conducting an inspection. "Please pull over for a moment." The window slid down. A well-dressed man in a neat suit sat behind the wheel. On the passenger seat sat a bouquet of wedding flowers and congratulatory cards. "Could you open the trunk, please?" The driver hesitated briefly, then opened it. Inside were wedding balloons filling the trunk. Nothing suspicious must be heading to a wedding. "All right, you may pass." "Thank you." Darkness deepened over the Danyang Lake area. At the mountain road leading toward Chungchong Lake, police barricades were in place. The commanding officer gave instructions to the riot police. "Keep formation. Don't miss a single spot." "Yes, sir. We're maintaining formation." Officers spread out, encircling the mountains. As they conducted a nighttime search, they poked through the ground with metal rods, searching for even the smallest clue. Bright flashlights cut through the darkness, blinding their eyes. Woof woof. The police dog barked sharply. "What is it? Did you find something?" "It's dog food residue." "Anything else?" "Nothing so far." "Collect it. There shouldn't be dog food here." "Yes, sir." Finish the search by midnight. Secure CCTV footage from the cruise ship and photos of the black dog. "Yes, sir." Still nothing after all this searching? Completely empty-handed? So far, yes. Sorry, sir. Late at night, Jiang Sang Man entered his hideout. He opened the camera bag recovered from Danyang Lake. Pulling out the contents from the Ziploc bag, he examined them under the light. Wearing a magnifying loupe, he inspected the microfilm, only to realize it contained nothing but pages from a random magazine. He hurled the bag to the floor. That son of a bitch, how should I kill him? He grabbed a golf club and smashed the sofa and ceramic ornaments to pieces. Hot water poured into the bathtub, steam filling the bathroom. You filthy South Korean trash, I'll grind you to dust. He punched the bathroom mirror. Blood ran down his hand. Jiang Sang Man picked up his phone and called Hyena. Kill Director Jiang. Make it slow. Make it painful. Ending meant the hunt is no longer hidden. The predator has revealed itself and the price of survival has begun. Thank you for watching. This series is a finalist of the second Proud Korean Scenario Contest. Stay with us for the next episode where the line between hunter and prey disappears.